Getting ahead with the president, Joe Biden, who's putting in the work for Black America.
Why Biden is spending time wooing back voters who were once the most reliable Democrats. Now, of course, this is just one of several trials Trump is facing. As you know, through it all, he's been raging against the justice system, saying it's unfair, which is something he has said connects him specifically to Black Americans. Do you remember after he was indicted in Georgia, remember this, he fundraised off of this mugshot saying this.
Because of what they've done, many Democrats will be voting for Trump. The Black community is so different for me since that mugshot was taken. I don't know if you've seen the polls. My polls with the Black community have gone up 4 and 5 times.
Now, there is no evidence that the polls for Trump have gone up 4 or 5 times with Black voters, but Black voters' view of Biden has taken a dive, and that is tonight's Outfront battleground. John King is at the Magic Wall. So, John, as you have dug into this in depth, what is going on with Black voters and President Biden?
Well, Aaron, as we go through this, let's just start with the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. Take a look here. There's the president's approval rating among Black voters when he took office, early 2021, 87%. 9 in 10 Black voters approved. Follow it out. This is just this summer, down to 57%. So a 30-point drop from the beginning to the beginning of the summer among Black voters. That's approval rating. Now, let's translate it into some other numbers. We asked voters in a poll, right, who are you going to vote for in the election? Excuse me for one sec while I turn my back and stretch this out. In the 2020 election, nearly 9 in 10 Black voters said they voted for Joe Biden over Donald Trump. Three polls last month, 73% in a CNN poll. Black voters say they'd vote for Biden. 69% NBC, 69% Fox. So 7 in 10 Black voters say they would vote for Biden now, down from 9 in 2020. That is a problem. His support, not only approval rating is down, his support in the polls drops. And some other warning signs you might, Aaron, call these non-Biden warning signs. In the 2022 midterms, yes, Democrats did better than they thought, but Black turnout was down. And just recently, Republicans took the governor's office from a Democrat in Louisiana. Black turnout was down. Mississippi governor's race, Democrats hoped for an upset. They were hoping for big, high Black turnout. It was essentially flat, even down a little bit. So it's not just Biden's numbers. In elections, they see Black disenchantment, you might call it.
Right. And of course, it does come down to turnout, right? It's not that Trump will win that group. It's by how much Biden wins, right? What that margin is. So where does this problem, John, matter most as you see it?
What matters most is the key question. So let's just look at 7 what we call presidential battleground states. In Georgia, the highest percentage, 29%, nearly 3 in 10 voters in Georgia are Blacks. In North Carolina, a state Republicans keep winning, but Democrats think is close, it's 23%. 11% in Pennsylvania, 12% in Michigan, 7% in Nevada, 6% Wisconsin, 2% in Arizona. So in the key battleground states, the Black vote matters. In some states, decidedly so. Let's just go back and look at the map. Look at Wisconsin, for example. Joe Biden won Wisconsin by just over 20,000 votes. Imagine if Black turnout dropped in Milwaukee, or a small percentage of Blacks voted for third party or voted for Trump. It doesn't take much, Aaron, if your statewide margin is only 20,000 votes. Look at Pennsylvania. Nearly, 3.7, 3.8 million votes cast. Joe Biden won the state by only 81,660. Imagine if Black turnout drops in Philadelphia by even a small amount, or again, a little bit for the third party, a little bit for Trump. It would make the difference. I'll give you one more example. I could give you plenty, but just look at Georgia, right? Think about Atlanta and Fulton County. Look at the margin there in 2020. That's predominantly Black voters for Joe Biden. He needs it because statewide, he won by fewer than 12,000 votes. Again, just a tiny percentage. Staying home, voting for Trump or voting third party could make a difference.